just abandoned. But some of our roads in Tunisia are still used, and they are from the Roman period.
Really? And 5,000.
And as I told you this morning, in Tunisia in the Roman period, we had something like 200 Roman cities all over the country.
This was really a modern city, modern country at the ancient time.
Yes.
Here, this house, it's named the treasure house because they found during the excavations a hoard contains with 260 coins of gold money from the Byzantine period. That coins not from the Roman period, 7th century AD. All the houses of Bolarigia, of course, the different houses excavated, contains with 2 floors. The ground level, which means the first level destroyed, for example, here by the earthquake, and that underground level still well preserved to today. Dining room or triclinium in the middle. 2 bedrooms, one right and another one left, with 2 small rooms, one right and another one left. That room is used to open from upstairs to downstairs like wells to pass air and light through that windows to the dining room and through another windows open to the bedrooms. This is the system of air and light used in this house. We'll see another system of air and light in the next houses, for example, with open courtyard or another system of wells. The mosaic of that underground floor, like a carpet in the middle of the dining room, represent the clover leaf or the leaf of a tree.
Oak?
Yeah.
Oak tree almost?
Yeah. All of it with some eucalyptus.
So they cleared out land for agriculture? That's why?
Not for agriculture, but the Romans they use a lot of wood to heat their houses. They use a lot of wood to heat the houses during the winter. Also for the old Indians in their kitchen to prepare their food, they use a lot of wood. And then during the vampire period, they use a lot of trees. From the lot of mountains, because a lot of and then during the Roman period, a lot of in the entrance there are 2 millstones. The first one right used to mill grain, the second used to press olives, the third one used under the second to collect oil. All these are named the hunting villa because they found big mosaic in the dining room of the first level, the ground level, which means the house, represent a scene of hunt. That mosaic in Bardo Museum, you will see that also this house or the other houses with 2 floors. The first level upstairs for winter, autumn and spring, which means all this apart. The underground level just for summer, they leave it during summer, the 3 months of summer, to find coolness and freshness, because here with the mountains surrounding the city, very, very hot, no circulate air, and the reflection of the heat, normally from June, no less than 40 degrees, from 40 to 55 degrees in the shade, to 55. We'll see from upstairs the decoration of the atrium of the underground floor.
That's very nice.
This for the hunter?
We can't go downstairs because there is. You can see here this open atrium or this open peristyle used to pass air and light to the underground floor. Normally when it was raining in that open courtyard, they collect the rainwater in the cistern, in the reserve. Normally the cistern was 7 meters under the dining room, under which means summer house. You can see from here the 2 floors, winter house, all this part with another dining room and bedrooms. The same room is used also downstairs for summer house. You can see the decoration of the atrium with the cylinder elements for original room. You can see the Corinthian capitals and the hexagon halls. That hexagons used only here in Bolarigia, local architecture, not only to decorate the atrium, but also like small windows to pass light with the pressure to the different rooms around. Normally on the underground floors, you need only to eat and to sleep. Dining rooms, and bedrooms, but all the other parts of the house, which mean the kitchen, the bathroom, and also the servants' room, constructed only upstairs. Why? Because downstairs no system of sewer, no draining system. Because of the smell, not enough enough air to circulate the smell, especially of the bedroom or the oven or the kitchen, and also because of the heat. They need coolness and freshness downstairs. For that reason, they didn't use the kitchen. We'll see the bathroom and the kitchen of this house in the next part. We'll turn around to see the bathroom and the kitchen.
How they would get downstairs?
The steps from there, the stairs. Normally to go downstairs, but of course we can't. We'll go downstairs in the other houses. But normally the entrance of and the stairs of the underground floor from there.
Sorry? Yes. No, oh, we're still here. We're in this area.
The oven with terracotta. You can see the kitchen with the oven. We'll see the bathroom, the bathtub, and the latrines on the other side, near the draining system. Mosaics everywhere.
That's right.
The bathroom, you can see the bathtub there, and the latrine in the other side with two places.
Oh.
Private toilet, but also two, not like dugout way. The draining system. Yes. I will show you the color of the mosaic, real color. But because of the sun, see the wall.
Oh my goodness, look at how it brightens them up.
Yeah, there's the board or something.
Gorgeous.
You can see original color, the color of the stone, the marble.
Must feel bad stepping on it, don't you?
If you like to take some pictures, just right and left. Millstone again, for trees. We'll go downstairs to see the beautiful
Yeah, that one's nice though. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? It's like 5 times a day.
Some do it 3, some do it
Yes, but you must go downstairs to feel the coolness and to see the beautiful.
Oh. What a house.
Too bad, DJ. It's not too bad, DJ. Look sideways. It's not bad.
No.
It's not bad.
Nice. This is so perfect. Swastika.
You feel the difference between upstairs and downstairs? It's better than here.
Oh my goodness.
You can see your well-preserved house with different rooms. A dining room in the middle, bedrooms right and left. There are 4 bedrooms to right and one left, 2 bigger and 1 smaller. The mosaics here, original mosaics, not reconstructed without also restoration. They found the mosaic like this from 1947, the date of the discovery or of the excavations of this house. This mosaic represents the housewife, the lady of this house, the mistress of this house. Only the eyes, the blue and the white, restored because in the eyes of that lady, the archaeologists they found 2 pieces of diamonds, but disappeared like the other treasures or diamonds. They lost them. In that time, they found also the statue of the lady with the Carrara marble, the white marble, the statue in Bardo Museum. In the dining room, you can see that mosaic represents Venus. For that reason, it's surnamed the House of Venus, the goodness of beauty and love in the middle. Neptune and Triton. Neptune, normally the god of the sea. Triton, his son, the god of the waves. You can see in his hand the shell. The different, the 4 lovers around. That 2 lovers, they want to put the crown of Venus. The others up the dolphins, this one in his hand the mirror, the second in his hand the box of a jewel, and the different kind of fish. You can see original roof, for the mosaics here still well preserved because the roof protects these mosaics. I'm telling you from the sunshine and also from the rain. You can see the roof usually takes the form of the crossbow, and all the roof of this house, all that crossbow is covered with a terracotta paint to keep the roof to consolidate it because there is another floor upstairs because this is summer house, used only 3 months, But the other seasons, the other months, they live upstairs in the ground level, winter, autumn, and spring, with the same rooms, another dining room upstairs, another bedrooms, and in the other part of the house, the kitchen, the bathroom, and the servants' room. The servants' room only, which means the servants, they live upstairs, not downstairs, here just to eat and to sleep by the family, and not extended family, just sometimes 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, maximum like in this house, 4 bedrooms, which means 5-8 person maximum in every family, in every house, in every family. These slaves, they live outside the city, in the mountains, in caves, in the mountains, or also in the hills. The well, also in the house, the well for drinking water, that well used downstairs and also upstairs in the 2 floors. Here the reserve or the cistern used to collect the rainwater from upstairs. Here the cistern and here the well. Normally in every house they use well for drinking water and the cistern to clean and to wash. The economy, which means of water. In the floor usually mosaics, but all the walls painted, covered with the frescoes. Here they found the only layer of fresco, the only painted made, the fresco of Andromeda in Bardo Museum. But in the coolness.
This one has like a white steps.
At least it's not deep. It's
Large here and large
Yeah.
stairs, large
Yes.
entrance.
Oh, the fishermen don't have much of a house here.
No, it's more.
Small.
No, it's more.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there's
Oh.
another part. It's dark in there. Huh?
It's big.
Oh.
No, they're the same size. That's there were bigger. And now the plane that's what I was telling you.
Of the dining room. You can see the dining room in the middle, but not like the other dining rooms, the other dining rooms. Square, but here it's around the dining room. Here there is a fountain like a shell, like the first one, which means Byzantine fountain, Byzantine construction. This open courtyard, it was open during all the year to pass air and light to the different rooms around. They collect the rainwater normally in that reserve, in that cistern, is to collect the rainwater. Of course, all the walls here not painted but covered with marble, which means it was also very rich family. But here, you have to say that a lot of moisture, a lot of humidity here. Why? Because no circulate air. Because here no windows, which means the system of air and light in this house not developed like the other houses. You will see that there are 2 bedrooms, very dark, completely dark without light. The bedrooms right and left of the view. You will see also that the roof here not the form of the crossbow, which means no terracotta pipes, which means no system of air conditioning, no system of ventilation. But here it's cooler than the other houses because not a lot of hot air in this house. Only the open courtyard, but no windows and no also holes for air and light. The mosaic of the fish. Here's very dark bedroom.
So do you know, what was the relative standing of the engineers? That's when people think about this.
The engineers, the artists, it's from the public people,
Oh, what is that?
which means fled
Oh, that's nice.
from the mountains normally.
Do you have oases in your country?
Oasis.
Right, like in the middle of desert? Yeah.
Yeah, in the south of Tunisia, a lot of oases.
Yeah, we're gonna
Palm
see.
trees with hot springs.
Yeah, they're in the itinerary.
south part of Tunisia, the south part.
On the train ride.
In Tozer, Tamerza, Douz, maybe you will go there. No? You will go, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole roll up of me sitting on that damn camel. It's like, jump.
It's cold?
No, it's not.
Step it, Wanda. Put your hands.
Oh, it's great.
Hello. Just the place of the capital. We'll see the market behind the forum with the shops, open courtyard also in the middle. You can see the two principal roads, west, east, Jakarta, the Dukumanus, south, north, and the point of intersection of the two principal roads. Usually the forum, the estimation of the inhabitants here or of the population, it depends usually of the forum, small, big, the surface of the forum. Here the city about 4,000 citizens, 4,000 Romans, with slaves more than 30,000, which means 26,000 slaves to dig, to construct all that houses, to quarry in the quarry stone, also to construct. They need a lot of slaves. They use the local slaves, which means the Berber slaves, or also they use the black slaves from the south and from the north, from the south and from the center of Africa. We'll see next the market. Actress of the theater use it for freshness, for coolness, after the representation, after acting, with two nice swimming pools. You can see here the form of this swimming pool, like the leaf of trifolium or with the three lobes, with that mosaic around for decoration. The second swimming pool in the other side, we can see just the superior part, also all the form of the trifolium, but not all excavated. After the baths, we will see the theater. The statue of the emperor. Yeah, the head. The two principal entrances of the theater for the wealthy people, because another entrances for the public people, not from the same entrances. The statue of the emperor in the entrance without head. The head found it here of the two heads they found here, the head of Vespasian, the head of also of Marcus Aurelius, 2nd, 3rd century AD, the two heads in Bardo Museum. But usually the Romans, when they changed the emperors, they changed in their cities, their towns, only the heads, new emperor, new head. For the economy and for the time. You, maybe you. Why not?
Walk behind it and
Hey, put your head behind.
That's why we have lots of heads in Modern Museum.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had all of them, Septimus Severus and
Hadrian,
Caracalla and Caligula, Marcus Aurelius and Vespasian and all of these. So very
Big room with a lot of statues without heads and a lot of heads. أو حد ما زرتوش نلحق بعد الريستوراسيون عندي برشا كل مرة يحلوا بارتيهم مرة يسافروا
يزيدوا يكبروا فيها كانت قبل واحد
They're not the same as picture.
قالوا لي هاي بارتي اللي ريزرف ظروفية راهم يحكوا لهم
نعم
ظروفي كانوا
خلونا حد ما خلنا شيء الدهر غالية في بالي هو
The last one, the second part for the wealthy people. That wall around is to separate the wealthy people from the public people. The mosaic there represents a bear. That mosaic from Byzantine period, 7th century AD. Why they use a bear to decorate the orchestra? Because the Romans, they import the bears for the hippodromes from Turkey, which means here in all the north of Africa, from Libya to Morocco, no bears. Boars, lions, panthers, but no bear. This system of the acoustic here in this theater, not like the others, is a system of resonance, the echo. The echo, it depends of the cave under the orchestra, and also that walls normally they were very high walls, which means there is a system of echo, system of resonance facing the spectators, the reflection, which means of the speakers. This theater here, the capacity of the theater about 2,000 people, 2,000 seats, but all the highest part destroyed by the earthquake. You can see the highest of that pillar, very high pillar. You can see some steps there, which means there are more seats in the top. But here, all the highest part of all the city destroyed, like the ground floors, the highest part of the baths, the highest part of the theater, also destroyed by the earthquakes of the 7th, 8th century AD.
them are excavated, and many of them are used by the population already. You cannot take out all the population to go under the ground and to see what's in. We assume that we should have 200 theaters because all the Roman cities used to have their own theater, their own amphitheater, sometimes hippodrome, what we call circus. But we assume. Well, we're not sure. Tunisia is a whole, was really populated. People did not leave their cities, so that's why you cannot take out the population, the living population, and go on excavating underneath. If you go to Carthage, for instance, yesterday we've been to Carthage, on the hill of Birsa is over here, but all over you have the houses, and all the houses are built on the Roman ruins and on the Punic ruins, and you cannot take out all these people there. It's their property. Sometimes we can afford doing it, like in Duga, because these are farms, and they have been moving the people. In Wilna, for instance, people used to live in the city, in the Roman city, and then we moved the people over there. But when you have excavations,
like here also, because normally, in the top of the site it was a village. Why they wait from 1850 to 1910 to start the excavation? Because during all that period, from 1850 to 1910, the government moved that village outside the site to start the excavation. But to today, some people, they still live in the top of the site, and all in that people that inhabit, they didn't know that all of this ruins underneath that village.
And another thing we have got in Tunisia, unlike Rome, for instance, is that in Tunisia all Roman ruins are the property of the state, whereas in Rome you have people living in the Colosseum and they own some parts of the Colosseum. They are their own, and the government, the Roman government, will never take them out of these parts of the Colosseum. They own these Colosseum, they own these parts of the Colosseum. Whereas for us in Tunisia it's very difficult, because whenever we see that your house is built on Roman ruins or any ruins of any kind, then you have to be taken out of your house and taken somewhere else. And then what they get to go somewhere else is not what they afford or what they would like to have. So they don't want to live in the houses. And that's the major problem we have in Tunisia. So we're trying to preserve the sites we still have in Tunisia. We have many of them. Something like more than 20 sites could be visited all over the country. These are still preserved. The other ones, unfortunately, we cannot see them. Smaller or even bigger. If you go to Sousse, if you go to Monastir, if you go to even Carthage, are much bigger, but we cannot afford taking out the people out of their houses. It's very expensive for the government, but then people do not like to go out from their houses.
It was a little too warm.
You want to walk?
Beitla is 50 hectares, but the part excavated and restored today is 13 hectares. Who find the principal monument, date of the Roman, Christian and Byzantine period. But today named is Beitla, the Roman name is Sofaitula. It is founded at the end of the 1st century after Christ. The site now in the passage of 5 civilizations. We have the Roman, Christian, Vandal, Byzantine and Muslim. But the ruin remain today in the site is the trace of 3 civilizations. The main important date of the Roman period, the 1st and the 2nd century. After you have the Christian, the important number of the church you have today, 6 church, but the better conserved, this is a church situated near the Forum. And here who look the very nice baptism in the North African is to pave it with mosaic, and this mosaic is original of the 3rd century, the Christian period. And but the Byzantine you have the fortification, and for example for this fortification you have the 2 houses in the left and in this right. You have the houses date of the Roman period and fortified by these big walls in the Byzantine period, so the 6th century after Christ. In the Roman period you have here 10,000 people to inhabit here in Beitla and 50 hectares. 10,000 is the rich and this the middle class to live here in the middle and the center of the cities, but the slaves and the poor live outside the cities. The Romans choose this place in order to build this cities for three reasons, for three factors. The first, to find here the water. This land for the site is rich of water. The second factor is the quarry of stone. It is just near this mountain, behind these mountains, who find the different quarries of the stone. And the second, the third factor is the better important, the more important, to the place for these sites. And the Roman period is Beitla formed the junction or the cross of the commercial road to come from Carthage to Libya from the south, and from the east from Algeria to Al-Jam. And Beitla is the cross, the junction of the commercial road. Beitla entrance of the historical by the Great Beit to passage here in Beitla between the Byzantine arms and the Muslim arms in 647 after Christ. The first entrance between for the Muslim is affected by Beitla, and after arriving the creation of the founded of the Islamic site is Kairouan in 600 this olive Christian, and to put enters this press. Entrance, okay, and affected the press by this pillar of wood attacked with two pillars in stone. Okay, you have here the surround part. I enter here.
This is the only place that has this unit almost entire.
And the first to push the olive here, okay, by the way, and after took this olive Christian and to put enters the press. And by the pillar packet here, affected the press, the oil gets out here and arrives to this base. Okay?
This method is still used in Tunisia nowadays. Again, for those who will be doing the Ethnological Museum in Galala, we will see one still used again, the same way as Romans used to do it.
Name a lot of frigidarium, and the hot is the calidarium. For the public, you have three parts. You have the hot, the warm, and the cold. Cold, it is frigidarium. Warm is the tepidarium, and the hot is calidarium. Here, the very important part to look here, this is the swimming pool. This is a small swimming pool, but this is the mosaic is original of the 2nd century and present a variety of the fish of the Roman period. Private bath for the rich, for only family, okay?
Oh.
Of the water, it is covered in an open like today. It's covered by the vault system, okay. And for the technique in order to build the vault system, it is very clear to look in the public bath after. But here you have the big cistern, and it's covered by the vault. And you have here the small door and this gradine in order to clean this place before to submit of the water. And the water for this system, not the water from the rain, this is the water come by the natural spring. It is situated near the river, okay? And the water come here by the ceramic pipes under the ground. And to look near the forum, example for these ceramic pipes.
These are the shops here.
In order to take the classic photo for Beitla, if you like the photo for the classic Beitla, the art and the top. Art from the Christian. But here in the entrance of the forum, it is the atrium for us for Antony's Pius. And Antony's Pius, it is the emperor to govern here in 139 after Christ. And Antony's Pius is the people who give the money in order to build the forum and the capital here in Zbeitla and the bath of Antonin in Carthage. And you have in the high part this inscription, and this inscription refers the name of this emperor and the time who governed here in 139 after Christ. Affected the different activity, commercial, religious, and political to the forum. And the forum of Zbeitla is unique, and the walls is intact and conserved. And just here in Zbeitla, to see the different parts, it is intact. If you look here, the walls surrounded the forum for 4 parts. Yeah, the gateway. And this cone, and this is used in the Roman period in order to support the portico to cover the forum for the south, east, and north part. The latter part is covered, and the middle this is open. Okay, and the western part is occupied by the unique capital, and the walls composed by 3 temples, 3 separated temples. Because of the other site like Dogga, who sit 1 temple and divide in 3 rooms, or who look 3 naked in order to take the 3 statues who exhibited the 3 statues of 3 gods in the Roman period. But here in Zbeitla, you have 3 temples. The middle is for the gods of the gods, for Jupiter, and in the left you have your husband Juno, so the gods of the marriage, and your daughter Minerva, and Minerva is the gods of the wisdom. Okay, just the statue of Minerva, it is found here, and today it's exhibited in the National Museum Bardo in Tunisia. The better concern for these facets is for Minerva. For the other facet to look is the gods of the gods is Jupiter. Look in the Jupiter. In the Jupiter you have the absence of the gradient, the axis. Because the axis or the entrance of Jupiter is affected in the Roman period by the latter temples from Juno and Minerva. And here near Minerva you have the Curia, and the Curia is the place who affected the different political activity. Okay, who try the different sacrifice in order to offer it in the 3 divinities, the gods. From the pronounce to come are the nouns, and the nouns who have the neck, this part excavated in the walls, and here who exhibited the statues in the Roman period. Okay?
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche, yes.
Put the roof on.
That's why they came up with the dome. So the dome system saved them a lot of space. They can make bigger stuff.
For this facet, you have 3 differences between the temple for the man and the 2 other reserved for the women. At the first to look, the capital you have here, Corinthian and Ionian, are Juno and Minerva, just Corinthian. Look, Jupiter is surrounded by the columns, and Juno and Minerva is a square pillar. Look, the pyramid form for Jupiter. Jupiter is very high, can Juno and Minerva, and very large. And this explains the important place for the man, like in the Roman period. And the small part restored, you have here the 7th stone here, who stood the women, and the capital for Minerva. But the other part is origin.
Where is the cross you mentioned?
It's the whole
It's the whole
back
thing.
From this
tree.
angle, you have a cross in the mosaic.
I cannot see it still.
We'll see the part that go out and then.
Crossing the moon.
Oh, yeah, it's right over here. I don't want to point, but it's right on that circular piece there, midway down.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, yeah. What does that say?
And the third factor, the kitchen, if you need another baptism, a second baptism, just to build the 3 marsh in the entrance and 3 marsh in the get out and reuse it another like a second baptism in the middle for the church. So the 3 reasons us. It's by the hot air to come from the oven in order to warm the water to make heat. Okay? And to look in the high part, to the ceramic bottle, it is attacked by the cement, and to the technique used in the Roman period in order to build the vault and the arch form.
The water pipes.
Yes, the water pipes, yes.
The water pipes we saw in the theater in Bulgaria, and we saw them holding the arches, and we saw them in Bulgaria for air fresheners. We use this technique, and it is really a technique that you can only find in Tunisia and North Africa. You cannot find anywhere else, specific to Tunisia.
They're hollow inside.
They are.
And was there a rod?
No, nothing. Just one inside the other.
They fit a special way.
Yeah, they fit one inside the other because it's large in the top and then narrower in the.
This cord, similar for the light part, in the Roman empire. The column used in order to support the pot. And the important choice to the important light the Roman period before to build the theater. And the small part is original, are the 3 first gallery original, the orchestra, the scena, and this part who look the top. This is original of the Roman period, but to the other is
This way. Get into the train. I'll join you. Get into the train. Have a seat.
Which way? Up front?
Yeah, you can go wherever you want.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go wherever you want.
Go for you, please.
Thank you.